Here's your wrestling news for October 31st, 2020. And your headlines for today include: WWE superstars approached Vince McMahon to argue against Twitch ban. WWE rumored to be working on Twitch competitive service for superstars. Paige is going against WWE, hired an attorney about unionizing WWE superstars. WWE fans openly express a lot of discomfort over current WWE storyline. Finally, the real reason why Matt Riddle's name was changed is revealed. Truly an interesting reason indeed. AEW teasing huge, shocking moment at Full Gear. WWE plans for John Cena and Goldberg are revealed. WWE opens up about all of their furloughed employees, and more. We are kicking today's video off with WWE's edict on third-party deals that hasn't gone down well, as it said that superstars can continue on Twitch and Cameo, but they must surrender their accounts and revenue to the company. Now, though, it looks like they're not allowed on Twitch at all, as PW Insider reported on a meeting backstage with the chairman that featured some pretty big names. They said, several talents recently met with McMahon in order to sit down with him, but given that a number of high-profile talents, including AJ Styles, have announced they are suspending their Twitch streams overnight, it would not appear they were successful in swaying the WWE head. This meeting seemingly didn't sway McMahon's decision, and though he could change his mind, for now, superstars are off Twitch and a ton are off Cameo too. Of course, there's rumors that WWE are looking to open a competitive service to both Twitch and Cameo, or simply boost their own Twitch channel with superstars, though that remains to be seen. One person who's notably unhappy is Paige, and she made that clear in a major way. A few weeks ago, the anti-diva said that she's been learning a lot about unionizing, and during her most recent stream, which saw her break down after receiving a message, possibly from WWE, she said, "People don't realize I'm outspoken as I will say how I feel. I don't care who you are. I will say how I feel because I don't like being walked all over. You know what? I'm gonna start looking more into unionization. I've been learning about it by a unionization lawyer. This is bigger than Twitch. It's about control of your own life and not being controlled by anyone. I gave 10 years, man. I poured my heart and soul into this. I had a bad couple of years like everyone. I'm not the only one who's controversial around here. I'm not the only one. It's louder when it comes to me because I'm female. I hate using that because I'm a woman, but it's because I'm a woman and women don't usually stand up for themselves." This isn't the first time a superstar has talked about unions, as it was something Jesse Ventura was after for decades, but the fact that Paige is discussing it so publicly is a big deal. She's not even the only one who feels this way, as Zelina Vega has also shown interest in unions, whilst AJ Styles and other superstars met with Vince McMahon to argue against WWE's Twitch rule, but were ultimately unsuccessful. Between this and the ongoing global situation, there's a lot of unrest in WWE at the moment, and it may not be long before this ticking time bomb explodes in Vince McMahon's face. While superstars aren't happy about the rule, neither are the fans, as a hashtag was formed to support the movement, Let Them Twitch. Even outside of wrestling, Twitch streamers and users of the platform are upset by this move as well, and Vince McMahon is proving to be an increasingly unpopular figure online. Over to SmackDown, as the Mysterios, Seth Rollins, and Murphy storyline has been transferred from Raw to Team Blue, and whilst it was assumed that the angle would be dropped, that wasn't the case. Instead, the angle is getting more intense each week, and whilst some fans have been uncomfortable about the 13-year age gap between Murphy and Aaliyah, it's worth noting it's just a storyline. Seth Rollins' role as an instigator has continued on SmackDown, and things got interesting this week when the storyline reached a boiling point. When Seth told Murphy that he'd still accept both him and Aaliyah, Dominic showed up and preemptively attacked the Australian, causing Murphy to shove back. When Ray joined his son's side and were close to finishing Murphy off, Aaliyah stopped them and dropped the bombshell that she's in love with the former Cruiserweight champion. A dejected Ray and Dominic could only walk away as Aaliyah and Murphy kissed, much to the delight of Seth Rollins. And for as Days of Our Lives as it is, we admit we're interested to see how this plays out. Hopefully it'll mean Dominic will get the spotlight again, as the young superstar had a great showing in his SummerSlam debut, but his star has faded quite a bit since then. Either way, we expect him to get the spotlight again later on, as this angle is one of the most interesting at the moment. And though we'd say WWE has made a mistake in its handling of the entire situation, especially Dominic, You can't argue with the amount of interest it's generated. We are looking ahead to November 22nd's Survivor Series as SmackDown's teams are starting to take shape. In the opening of this week's SmackDown, Kevin Owens defeated Dolph Ziggler to earn the first spot, whilst Daniel Bryan met Jey Uso for a spot on the team. Midway through the match, Roman Reigns appeared to have a closer look, and Jey hit the splash on Bryan to get the win. Now, Jey and Owens will be joined by 3 other superstars to face Raw's AJ Styles, Keith Lee, Sheamus, and 2 more red-branded superstars. Bianca Belair got a huge triple threat win over Natalya and Billie Kay to earn the very first spot on the SmackDown women's team, and she'll be joined by 4 yet-to-be-named stars from the Blue brand to face Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, and Lana. There's plenty of empty spots for both matches, and we're sure to get plenty more names confirmed for both the men's and women's teams as we approach November 22nd. After Survivor Series, WWE's next of the Big 4 events will be the 2021 Royal Rumble. Though we're not sure how the company will pull off 2 30-person matches, we do have an idea of who may be winning. According to the newest betting odds, Big E is the likely favorite to win the men's Rumble match, though if that's the plan, it's not being thought about much right now. According to one source within WWE, it's much too early to finalize the Royal Rumble, especially considering last night's SmackDown stalled backstage as Vince McMahon refused to sign off on ideas. With rumors of a major push coming for Big E now that he split from the New Day, the former tag champion may still yet win the 2021 Men's Royal Rumble, but for the time being, the WWE isn't thinking too far ahead. Over to Raw now, as Matt Riddle recently lost his first name, and though some superstars lose a name like an appendix, meaning when they don't need them, others lose theirs early on. We previously reported that McMahon wants to give Riddle a more serious character, but that's not the only reason for the name change. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it was reported how WWE doesn't want anyone Googling the name Matt Riddle and seeing things the company doesn't want to be seen. They wrote, "The story was that they wanted to not have people Google Matt Riddle and come up with the details of the lawsuit against him in WWE. The decision was made on October 29th, and Riddle said he was fine with it and even preferred saying Riddle is his name and has been called it for most of his life." Googling Riddle will have a much different search result, as you could find anything from the iconic Batman villain to corny jokes, which is clearly what WWE would prefer rather than details of what the original bro's been accused of, claims he's vehemently denied. In the meantime, Riddle will continue to just be Riddle on WWE programming, but that's fine with him. We've got AEW next, as next Saturday will be the company's Full Gear show. And if rumors are to be believed, there could be something big in store for fans. During a 30-second teaser for Full Gear, the commercial said that AEW has included one shocking appearance after another before Miro was seen asking who's going to create the next big moment. The fact that Miro is a former WWE superstar didn't go unnoticed by fans, as it looks like the company may be teasing yet another name from the opposition joining their company. A lot of fans believe that this next big moment will be the AEW debut of Sting, though it could mean anything. With that in mind, we haven't heard much from Sting as of late, and the fact that WWE just pulled all Sting merch from their online store is very interesting timing. WWE pulling merchandise from their website is how fans found out that Brock Lesnar was no longer under contract with WWE, and though they probably have a ton of Sting shirts left, they can't legally sell them now. It's no secret that Sting is no longer under contract with WWE, and with his history of supporting upstart companies such as he did with TNA years ago, it's certainly possible he could be heading to AEW. Now, John Cena and Goldberg haven't been seen in the ring for a while, as Cena's Hollywood career continues to skyrocket, whilst Goldberg is enjoying life after wrestling. Though neither man is done in the ring, that doesn't mean a return is soon, as according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, WWE isn't planning to hotshot Cena or Goldberg into a match right now, not even with Roman Reigns. Goldberg did recently show up in the Thunderdome to watch Reigns take on Braun Strowman, and whilst they never got their WrestleMania 36 match, it's been made clear that this appearance wasn't to build to this match. With that in mind, Goldberg has made it clear that he has matches left on his current WWE contract, and although there is always the chance that fans will get to see Goldberg versus Reigns, or Cena versus the Tribal Chief when the time is right, for now, neither match is in the works. One person fans can see plenty of in the ring each week is the new SmackDown Women's Champion Sasha Banks, and whilst she's set to face Raw Women's Champion Asuka at Survivor Series, the boss may not make it to the show. During a promo this week, Banks was interrupted by her former friend and former champion Bayley, who argued that Banks couldn't beat the Empress without her help. Challenging the boss to a title match next week, Bayley has promised to make Banks' reign a short one at 13 days, whilst the champ said that, quote, "backstabbing bitch never win." This is a huge match that WWE now has a week to build, and could have major ramifications for Survivor Series, and it'll be interesting to see who faces Asuka next month. This week's edition of the Blue Brand also saw Jey Uso beat Daniel Bryan in one of the biggest wins of his career, but also confirmed that he's sat at the table of the Tribal Chief. Unleashing a vicious attack on Bryan as his cousin and Universal Champion Roman Reigns smirked at the camera, it was a shocking end to SmackDown, and on Twitter, the Universal Champion said that Jey is finally starting to understand the lesson he's been teaching. With Reigns and Jey on the same page, we're wondering what will happen with Jimmy. Though if the other Uso brother joins the Tribal Chief's side, the stable may prove to be unstoppable for years to come. More from AEW now, as Cody Rhodes has attempted to trademark a ton of stuff, but thanks to WWE, he won't be owning Slamboree or The Match Beyond. While filing for those trademarks on November 19, 2019, Rhodes was blocked by WWE, who argued they owned the terms given their 2001 WCW purchase. And now Cody's attorney, Michael Dawkins, filed an express abandonment request on October 28th. That means Cody has dropped his filings for these trademarks, so fans won't be hearing The Match Beyond or Slamboree ever on AEW programming. We are looking once more at WWE's April 15th cuts, and though many who were let go have found new homes in promotions like AEW or Impact, WWE could soon be bringing people back. During WWE's Q3 2020 investors call, WWE President and Chief Revenue Officer Nick Khan said the company expects to bring back all furloughed employees by the end of 2020. The Wrestling Observer newsletter noted that this will make up 25% of the company's workforce, and we'll have to see how they pull this off. Whilst some furloughed names have already returned, others like Gerald Briscoe have been told they're no longer needed. And whilst WWE's third quarter profits means they could afford to hire everyone back, we'll have to wait and see if that happens, especially with those furloughed from their live events department, which may be a thing of the past for good. And we're ending today with news from AEW, as the company has plans for more merchandise, and that reportedly includes ice cream. Hollywood Life recently spoke to the Young Bucks about some of AEW's merchandising goals, as Dana Massey, Matt's wife, is the company's chief marketing and merchandising officer, and the older Buck spoke about a conversation with his wife over merchandise, saying, "I told her that I would love to have some type of AEW ice cream bar. I remember fondly in the summer when the ice cream man would come and I would get the Good Humor Hulk Hogan ice cream bar. I don't know how much of a possibility it would be, but I put the idea out there at least." Good Humor and WWE recently relaunched a form of their old ice cream bars, so they may have competition soon, though Matt made it clear that they wouldn't endorse cigarettes or alcohol. We'll have to see how long it takes for AEW to get into the freezer section of your local grocery store, but it's a goal they have in mind, and the company has been pretty good at making things happen already.